The 2023 Atlantic hurricane season is 1/3 of the way through, and it has been a pretty quiet season so far, which is pretty typical. The first 2 months of the year, or first 2 months of the season rather, typically don't feature too much in the way of tropical storms or hurricanes, but August, September, and October are the 3 months that have the most frequency of tropical storms and hurricanes across the tropical Atlantic. So far this season, we have had 4 named storms. There was also a storm that formed just off the Carolinas in the beginning of January, which would have gotten a name. However, it didn't. So technically 5 storms, but 4 named storms. Don was the most recent just a couple of weeks ago, and that became the season's first hurricane. Only a Category 1 storm for a couple of hours in time. As we move our way deeper into the season, of course, these are the names that we will hopefully not be seeing. And the forecast going forward for the hurricane season, I don't want to say it's a coin flip, but it almost kind of is. The biggest question mark is what's going on with El Nino. El Nino, which is really starting to emerge, causes increased wind shear across the Atlantic, which is not good for tropical storms and hurricanes to develop. But will the high sea surface temperatures across the basin kind of offset that? That's the big question mark. And I want to show you the wind shear across the basin. Everywhere that is shaded is where the winds are too strong, unfavorable for tropical storms and hurricanes to form. This is the main development region right here, and you can see there really isn't much wind shear going on, and unfortunately the sea surface temperatures are very hot too. 80 degrees is usually a good threshold for tropical storms and hurricane activity, and you can see right across the basin we're seeing those sea surface temperatures 80 degrees or above. Now in the month of August and early September especially, that's when Texans really need to keep an eye on things, because the prevailing average track in August takes storms from off of Africa, usually moves them across the Caribbean Sea and moves them into the Gulf of Mexico. And as we take a look at tropical satellite right now, there really isn't too much going on. There is one wave that is just south of the Cabo Verde Islands that could potentially get its act together over the next couple of days. But there's also a fair amount of thunderstorms that have fired up over Africa. Eventually, these could become the seeds for future tropical storms and hurricanes as we move deeper into August. Reporting in the studio, Sean Bellafiore, KWTX News 10.